I don't know if this is back in 1999, but I loved when you told the story that you lived with this Okinawa woman,
Yeah.
this centenarian, for 3 days and just kind of observed because you didn't speak the same language. I love that experience, just the full immersion.
So my version of that was to move in with a 104-year-old woman in northern Okinawa. And she lived in a raised hut, sat on a tatami mat. She had a garden. Every morning she'd wake up and make miso soup. And I remember after making this, she made it for both of us. It was just vegetable miso soup. So right there, you see, this is what she's having for breakfast. And then after that, she went and washed the two bowls. And at the end of washing her two bowls, she pulled out her dentures and washed those two with the same thing, put them back in. But the most important insight, I watched her for 3 days get up and down off the mat over 30 times a day. And when you start looking at why Okinawan women are living so long, you realize that they're not dying from falls. The fifth biggest killer of older people are falling down and breaking a hip or another major bone, and they die within a year. If you fall down and break your hip at age 50, there's a 25% chance you'll be dead at the end of the year.
Whoa.
This woman had incredible lower body strength and incredible lower body balance. Because she went to the gym? No, because she simply got up and down off the ground 30 times a day. And, we sit on these comfortable chairs and couches and, we never sit on the floor. That was aha.
Yeah, I mean, as you're talking, it's like, and I've said this many times, but it feels like the comforts and conveniences that we're all seeking in modern society are actually what's killing us
Yes.
and making us sick.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, comforts and convenience. So for most of human history, we've lived in an environment of scarcity and hardship, and we had to work really hard to feed ourselves. We had to work really hard to keep ourselves warm, depending on the climate. We had to work really hard to defend ourselves, and now we've engineered our lives to. There's for every American, there's 4,300 calories a day for us to eat. That's how much is produced. We live in environments where it's always 72 degrees. It's either heated to 72 or cooled to 72 degrees. The vast majority of trips, something like 97% of trips in America, are taken by car or planes. We don't walk nearly as much. And it turns out that the hardship involved with growing our own food and making it our own food involved the physical activity and the connection to nature and the connection to the ground and the control of ingredients that make a huge difference of how healthy we are. Just the act of walking. If you live in a car-centric city like Phoenix or Atlanta, people there only get about 4,000 steps a day. But if you live in a less car-centric city like Santa Barbara or Boulder or New York, for example, people get 10,000 extra steps a day or 10,000 steps a day. Now, the difference of that is huge. So for every extra 1,000 steps you walk per day, your mortality risk goes down by about 11%. And that's huge. That's several years of life expectancy over time. And the beauty of those are years you kind of get without even thinking about it. And that's the result of exposing yourself to the opposite of ease. I don't just, get in my car and drive to work. No, I go put on a jacket, put on my comfortable sneakers, and I walk to work, or I walk to my friend's house or out to eat. These are things that make an enormous difference, and they're right in front of us, and we completely forget about it.